talk about love now. Ooh, yeah, yeah.
Welcome and hello to the 2017 Marriage Refreshers. This is finally part 3 as we've been going through just some marriage tips based on the theme of small things often, endorsed by the Dr. John Gottman and the Gottman Institute. My name is Antoine Lee, and I'm here to give us our third. I know a lot of you have been looking forward to what's our third refresher. Remember we were talking about earlier, the first one being gentle startup. Starting off gently, how we start our conversations with our spouse, especially on conflicts, is how they finish. The second one we looked at was taking responsibility as the only way to help our spouses to listen and not be defensive, and really realizing that a lot of times where our spouses can be so critical is that we're not taking responsibility, so they feel like they have to raise their volume to make sure that we get something. And now we're going to be looking at the third, and the third one should be pretty good. So this on a little inside joke thing. This is for the Neptunes. You know who you are. But this one is going to be very good. And this is good. One of the biggest issues that can happen in our marriages, and especially as we deal with conflict, but in our interactions in little and big ways, how you describe it, it's this problem of how do you communicate something to your spouse when you're not happy? How do you communicate something to your spouse when you feel a little, something got under your goat, something is irritating, something is just not good, and you want to really, really address it? And so people will hear, okay, well, I hear you, Antoine. You're saying, don't be critical, be gentle, make sure all this stuff. But, my husband or my wife. And so the secret, if there is a secret, a tool, I'll say, that will really help you is this idea. And it's this: express feelings and needs rather than just being critical. And if I had to put it in its simplest way of describing it, I'll use the classic leaving the toilet seat up just as an example. It would be, instead of saying, "You always leave the toilet seat up. What's wrong with you? I almost drowned." Instead of saying that, you would say, "I feel really frustrated. When you left the toilet seat up last night, it was a mess. I need you to really make sure that you put it down." Now, that takes more words, that takes more thoughts, but you notice it does two things. One, it expresses feelings. One of the reasons why we get so critical is that there's a lot of hurt feelings. There's a part of us that is irritated, annoyed, angry, hurt, embarrassed. And then secondly, it actually deals with the issue at hand going forward. And so it takes one incident at a time and gets you to express feelings and needs. And so resentments, frustrations, you get a chance to get the things out that you need to get out about the issue. Let's say the topic is something as sensitive as your sex life, some issue. Especially with our sexuality, you want to be able to express feelings and needs. If you want to really hinder your sex life, try talking to your spouse from a critical point of view by saying things like, I don't like the way you look when you do such and such, or when you ask such and such, it really bothers me, and that's just nasty. You will probably take your sex life down a huge, huge notch on something that's so deep and something that's so personal. On the other hand, if you can express an honest feeling about it and what you want to see, you have a better chance of being heard. Here's my tip. Be very practical. Start off with, and I give you 2 sentence starters that'll help you. Something bothered you, whatever it was. Let's say it was an hour ago, yesterday, whatever. You want to expose your spouse about it. Start off with these 2 sentence starters. When, ... I feel, ... because I would like. I feel and I would like is the 2 I want you to really focus on. So it'll be something like, when you arrived late to the movie theater and I was left standing there for an hour and a half, didn't know where you were, I felt really frustrated. Man, it made me feel like almost abandoned, and I got worried about where you were, and I was really, really hurt when you finally did come. That's why I was so angry. I would like you to call ahead of time if you're ever going to be that late again. That's a big difference. But I understand when somebody does that, it can just bring out your, as they say, you come after somebody when they come out, but it doesn't help the relationship stay safe. So the key is our relationships staying safe. If anything, all these tips add up to is your relationship has to be a safe place where the two of you can actually grow together and bond right in the middle of all the conflicts, little sins, sometimes the big sin that we can do against each other and hurts that we can give out against each other. So that's the last tip. So remember that. Something happens, write it on a piece of paper. When I feel or I felt, because, and give a good reason why you felt that way, I would like. One more tip. It's hard. Try and avoid using the word. It's a bad word, 3 letters. You. Whenever you use the word you, tends to get a defensive response no matter what you do. So give it a shot. Let me know your feedback, and thanks again. And coming forward, let me know about what other topics you would like to talk about. I also bring my beautiful wife Pam in as well as we go forward, trying to live more of a digital life in 2017. And thanks again, and I'll see you soon.